Hello and welcome to State of the Market with John and Katie from Griswold Group. I'm Katie, this is my brother John, and today we're going to bring you an update on the real estate market.
Hey everybody. So we saw expected market time peak at 67 days in July, and we're actually been coming down slightly since then, and we're at around 60 days. And we anticipate that we're probably going to be at around 60 days of market time for the rest of the year. The reason why is that supply and demand are both dropping right now. This is a cyclical phenomenon that happens every single year. And so if supply and demand are both dropping, expected market time should remain relatively flat. So that's kind of what we're experiencing. And the reason why we're not seeing prices drop, where a lot of folks are saying, well, wait a second, values went up by crazy amounts last 18 months, interest rates doubled, and demand has fallen considerably because of that interest rate rise. The next thing that should happen is home values should drop, right? Well, we're not actually seeing that happen on the macro. Yes, I'm sure you've seen outliers out there. If you've been watching the market, there's always going to be some homes that are going to sell below maybe comps, but from the macro, it's a very strong market. The reason for that, in part, is because a lot of sellers, if they're not going to get their price, they're just going to take their home off the market. The amount of sellers who've decided to not sell and remove their home from contention is up 61% right now. And so basically, if you have a really good interest rate, which 70% of people have an interest rate below 4%, you're only going to sell for a certain number. If you can't get that number, you may not love your house, but you're not going to make a financially inadvantageous decision. And so there's not a lot of extreme motivation on the sell side. And so that's keeping inventory low. And so that combination is why we don't anticipate we're going to see values plunge even as interest rates are at a pretty high level.
Absolutely. So overall, we're in a fairly healthy market. Activity is down a little bit, but that's normal for this time of year. And we're seeing that both buyers and sellers are making very rational decisions. And 6 months ago, we were in a very irrational market. So being in a rational market is a very good thing. It's a normal market for this time of year. And so we're feeling good about the market moving forward.
Absolutely. And it is definitely a time, if you're a seller, to have your patience right now. About 30% of homes are needing at least 30 days to sell. And it drops to about 20% are needing 60 days to sell. So it's not going to happen extremely fast. You're probably not going to get a free rent back like you were in May. The buyers are calling more of the shots now, and so there's a little bit more work that needs to be done, and you're going to have to deal with a second round of negotiations for repair requests and other things because you don't have 10 backup offers like we did in May. So different market, but still a good time to be transacting.
Absolutely, and one good thing for buyers is that contingent offers, so if you're making an offer that would be contingent on the sale of your current home, those are now at play. 6 months ago, those are a real tough sell with sellers, but at the moment, writing a contingent offer, we're seeing those gain some traction with sellers, so that's a welcome sign for buyers that need to sell their home in order to buy.
That's a good point, Katie. Well, I think that's all we have for today, but we'll talk to you on the next one.